What is going on? My name's Louis and it's my mission to aid your awakening. I'm back in this video. I'm going to discuss the concept of grounding, why it's so important that you need to ground yourself, and I'm going to give my, some may say normal, but others weird, wacky and interesting tips that I use very regularly when I'm getting stressed, when I'm getting a bit ungrounded, to once again ground or earth myself back down. Grounding is so important. It is a way that you can rebalance your energetic, your emotional, your physical state, rebalance, realign yourself, reconnect with yourself when things are getting ungrounded. In this video I'm going to give you, like I said, my tips. I'm going to give you what grounding is, explain it, why it's so important, give the tips that I do to reground myself every day so you can once again go about life in a more grounded, calm, centered and aligned manner. Because when you're aligned, that's when all the magic happens. That's when you get your synchronicities, you can manifest things and you can live life at your fullest potential. So, are you ready? Let's get into it. So guys, grounding is very key. Like I hinted at the intro there, grounding is about realigning yourself. During your awakening process, you're going to have a lot of ungrounded energy. You're going to have a lot of frenetic energy, a lot of energy which is, because you're healing, you're getting high vibrational energy and you're purging out low vibrational energy. There's going to be times where things are kicked up inside and you're going to have what some people regard as a Kundalini overload, where you're going to have an overload of energy and the energy isn't aligned, the energy isn't centered, the energy maybe hasn't settled into your system yet. The new energy, you're purging out old energy as well, maybe from trauma or ancestors, things like that. So you really don't know and you're not really sure what's going on, and it's normal to not be sure. And signs that you are ungrounded is that if you feel like you have a lot of this energy but you don't know where to direct it, your attention span is getting smaller and smaller, you can't concentrate on things, you feel dizzy, a bit disorientated. Maybe you experience what I experienced early on in my awakening when I had this overload of energy and I couldn't ground it and I felt dizzy. I not only felt dizzy and disorientated, I literally, like, my vision went blurry. I'd try and focus on things, my vision was blurry, there was like a haze in my vision because everything was just so intense, and it is a really intense thing to go through when you are ungrounded, be it your first time, be it something you're getting used to, be it something that you're usually very grounded and now for some reason everything's ungrounded, everything's all over the place, you can't think straight, you're not clear, you're muddled, you're very unclear. In this video I'm going to discuss how to get out of this and how it's key that you're experiencing this now so that when you do ground, when that energy settles in, you can be at a much higher vibration, you can be at a much higher level than you've ever been in the past. Whether you associate with being on the awakening path, whether you've just stumbled across this video at random, it's very normal to, if you relate to what I'm saying now, have these feelings, have these sensations. And it's harder and harder to be grounded nowadays. We live in a very overstimulated society. We are constantly receiving notifications, we're being pinged left, right and centre from our phones, from our devices, on many different levels. Wherever we walk down the street, walk down a high road, you're going to get overstimulation from all the adverts you see, electric billboards changing. The advances in technology have led to us being overstimulated in every sense. So if you are muddled, if you are unclear, check out these tips that I'm about to give. So the first tip, guys, is that, a key way of being grounded and getting grounded is to come into your body, and instead of place your focus on your mind, place your focus instead on your body, on the present moment. Now, I've given other mindfulness tips I do, such as feeling sensations in your hand, tapping into your body in other videos, but these are new ones that are specifically for getting the results down into the body as quickly as possible. Now, before I go on with the tips, I've got confused in the past. I've had misconceptions about what grounding means. Grounding doesn't mean that your body has to be heavy, that you have to literally drag all your mental energy and your other life force energies down as far down as you can. It doesn't mean you need to be cumbersome and heavier to be grounded. Actually, a lot of people feel very heavy and yet they are ungrounded because they're not grounded in their presence, they're grounded in trauma, or they feel they're sort of, you can't really be grounded in trauma, you're just bogged down by trauma, bogged down by weight, bogged down by pain, and these people aren't grounded. Grounded means grounded in presence. Presence is clear, presence is emptiness, okay? So it doesn't mean you need to be heavy. Like, I thought I had to feel heavy to be grounded. I was feeling, as I was waking up, so light, and I kind of enjoyed being in this light sensation. This sort of felt like I was floating about. It was a nice sensation. That didn't mean I was ungrounded. You're only ungrounded when it muddles you, when it's not clear in your head because it's not clear in your body. You can still feel light in your body, feel good, feel higher emotions, be in a higher emotional state while being grounded. It's absolutely possible. You can have both, okay? So the first one I'm just going to say is bioenergetics are very good. Shaking out your body. Often you can be ungrounded when there's different parts of your body that are too tense, and it's pushing your awareness up, or it's pushing you to an uncomfortable mental state, which makes you ungrounded. So a good way of doing this is just bouncing. Is tapping into where your body is tense. Chanting as well as you do this. And you should be focusing in. It's really muddy here, but you should be focusing in on where your body holds tension and shaking those parts. Maybe it's in your throat, maybe it's in your chest, maybe it's in your stomach, maybe it's in your shoulders. Tap into these areas, and you may start to feel the energy sort of moving around, or the tension moving around. Now, when you're ungrounded, your body's gonna go to where you have holding patterns. So, for me, I've talked about this in other videos. One of my holding patterns was in my stomach, where I'd hold in my stomach so that I wouldn't look overweight. When I was younger, it was an insecurity of mine. When I let go of this, all those insecurities and fears rose up, and I had to deal with them. But now my stomach tends to be always very relaxed, unless I'm stressed, unless I'm ungrounded, in which case my stomach will naturally tense again. So I'm aware of that, and I'm mindful to release that, because that is my go-to where my subconscious goes. That is my go-to for fear or stress or distress. It's that area. Is there a place where you are usually tense? Is there a holding pattern you have? Do you constrict your throat and start to, constrain how loud you talk? Do you tense yourself? Do you tense a certain area due to fear there of something being seen or something like that? So always be aware of that is one of the tips while you're jumping. Also, another one, and I got this from Teal Swan, shout out Teal Swan, on YouTube years ago, and I still apply it every now and then. It is changing the pitch, deepening the pitch by humming. So what you'll do, an example, you'll start humming at a normal rate in which you're speaking, and then you will lower that hum into deeper areas of your body, deepen the pitch of the hum into lower areas of the body, and from there you'll be able to ground your energy. So I'll do it as an example. Again. So we're doing that. And you can tell and my voice may have changed pitch. I've lowered my energy, which was coming more from the throat and the chest. Now I'm speaking a pitch in which more is grounded in my stomach, is deeper down. I felt my energy change here, and I felt more of a stillness come through my body. So I'm much more still, I'm much more anchored to the floor. Just like in yoga, they'll teach you, if you do yoga, to be more grounded, they'll teach you that you imagine roots coming through your feet into the earth, and this is how you'll imagine. Which brings you on to my third point. Get outside and feel the grass on your feet. Go walk around barefoot. This has been widely discussed. Earthing, it's called walking around the grass barefoot. If not, get out into nature. Go on a walk on your own, just walking in general. If you can do it barefoot in nature, that's amazing. You might not have that accessible to you, in which case walk around nature on your own. Why on your own? Because then you can tap into your own energy, so you're not distracted. Someone could be gossiping at you, and that's not going to give you that time. You need time to yourself to ground, and doing it in nature's best. There's a natural grounding quality. Everything here that you're seeing in my surroundings emerges from the earth, comes from the ground. They're not slabs that builders have put down. They're not trees that people have chosen to plant here. Every tree has been, chosen, selected to be planted as decorative, to look good. Nothing here has been rolled out for decoration. Everything here just emerges naturally from the ground. So being around this has a natural grounding, earthing quality to it. Now, another one, number 4, guys, is this is more of a mindset shift you can apply. What I do, instead of Eckhart Tolle talks about this, he talks about how people in presence have a vertical consciousness by which they see the world like this. People in unconsciousness, people in unpresence, have a view like this. It's more of a horizontal. They're looking around all the time. This is like if you're a prey, you'll be watching for predators. You're going left and right. But if you're grounded in your own presence, you are just focusing on what's above you. Now, I do this whenever things get hard, or whenever I confront things, whenever I just need grounding, whenever I need to think straight. This is what I do. Instead of looking around, I know the answers aren't around me. The answers are above and through me in a vertical line. So I imagine my consciousness, I just focus on what's above and through me, and I imagine nothing else can come within this space. This is my beam. I'm in my own beam. I'm grounded from above, not from around. When you're around, you're thinking about what's around you. You're looking at things you can do, things you can see, things you can touch, sensory experience. When you're just above, you're just focused on this. You're just focusing on the vertical consciousness. It's far more grounding. You can feel your power beneath you. So just imagine yourself. You don't need to look around. You don't need to investigate things, look too far ahead. You can just keep things here where they are now and focus on this vertical line going up infinitely to the sky. This is what's grounding you. This is your beam. Imagine your beam. You're grounded in your own presence. Your presence doesn't come from around, like I'm saying. It doesn't come from touching. That doesn't give you presence. Presence come from down. You can look at your hands. Look down at your hands. This is you. So when things get stressful, you're all over the place, you're jumping from thing to thing. Stop moving back from thing to thing. Do you notice you're ungrounded when you want to do this, you want to look at this, you want to go on your laptop, you want to read this book, you want to pack these things? First of all, take a moment, have a conscious breath, and notice above. Be aware of above. You are this line, this is your own being as a human being. So change your awareness to that. You can do it when you're in conversation with someone. Instead of looking around, noticing things about them, just you're in your space, they're in their space. That's why you can connect that way. Both grounded, both present. Guys, a tip I do, number 5, another tip I do. This is a really simple and easy one, so effective for me. I have a bath with very hot water, so it relaxes my muscles. I stop playing intense, overstimulating music. I won't play, for example, hip hop. I won't play rock. I won't play too intense, too quick and dramatic classical music. Although I might play slower classical music. I won't play something techno. I will just play slow music. 432 hertz, 532 hertz. Am I saying that right? 5 something. 432 I think, or 532 hertz. I go on YouTube. That's slow. I'll listen to that while I'm in the bath. I'll listen to some slow jazz, stuff from the 50s, not bebop, not too quick, just some slow jazz I'll listen to. I'll put a bath on. Then afterwards I'll come out the bath, boiling hot. I'll go into my bedroom, lie the towel down on the floor and just lie down. And that had helped me so much, especially in the early parts of my awakening, when I was in the second year of university, where I was spending a lot of time on my own, very anxious, very oversensitive, but having the bath every few days, where I'd lie down afterwards, listen to some slow music, while I really tapped into my body, and my muscles were soothed and relaxed. That was really grounding for me. And then after that, I would be able to be relaxed, usually for the next 2, 3, 4 hours, much more relaxed, go about my tasks with greater ease, with greater relaxation. Guys, finally, to round it off, if you're going to do exercise, and exercise is usually grounding, but it is also giving you energy. So if you already feel like you're over-energized, maybe it isn't the best idea, although it is still so good for you, because it's getting that energy in all parts of your body that maybe aren't being worked by you, or areas in which you're tense will now be forced to relax once you finish the workout. But I wouldn't recommend fast yoga, I wouldn't recommend dynamic yoga. I'd recommend maybe some slow sun salutations, not too long a workout as well, just a slow 10-15 minutes maybe when you wake up. If you're going to do like other forms of exercise, I wouldn't recommend high intensity cardio, wouldn't recommend doing a HIIT workout, wouldn't recommend going a fast cycle or a jog. That's going to actually move the energy around the place and make you a bit more hyper afterwards. So I wouldn't recommend that. What I would do, maybe some slow weight bearing exercises, maybe some slow pull-ups, some core exercise, some abs, slow core exercises, maybe some weights, just some slow concentration curls, some slow lifts, because that can also activate the muscle groups, make you more grounded, slow things down for you. instead of giving you too much energy, which you don't want, which you would have in high intensity thing. Maybe a slow swim as well would be good as well. Because that's ultimately, guys, grounding is all about realigning with yourself, reconnecting with yourself, allowing the energy that's come in. We have a lot of new energies that are coming into the earth at the moment, a lot of high vibration energy that's coming down, which you may be attracting, you may be purging out old energies. You need to trust and honor where you are. Give yourself time, because what this is doing, this high energy that you might be feeling, this overload that you're feeling, this restlessness, is because old energy is being brought up and purged down. Don't be worried about what's going on now. Be excited that it's here, it's bringing up the old, bringing in the new. It's causing rapid changes to you right now. That's why you feel like there's a rapid energy within you. It's because it's bringing about rapid change. And honestly, stop comparing yourself to how you used to be before this. Maybe you could focus better, maybe you could read a book better. Don't worry about that, because there will be a new time for clarity. There will be a new time where you're going to be clearer than ever, where you can focus more than ever, where things that are within you and what you carried around, and you're no longer carrying around, and that makes you way more clear. There's that opening within you which makes you way more clear, way more receptive, way more embraced and accepting of the present moment, how great it is, and you don't need to be anywhere, you don't need to do anything. You are just so lucky, and you'll be so grateful for these changes once they've completed, guys. Don't worry, it will change. You won't feel this way forever. I don't need to say it again, you know, you get me. Guys, so tap in, ground yourself so you get realigned, so you're in the best place to manifest the life you want, to live the life you want, to be so grateful for the life you're living. And with that, we get blessings, blessings, blessings. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you haven't joined the Facebook group Awakening Aid community already, check it out. I do a blog post every Saturday. I give you an update on how I'm feeling, the things I've learned each week. As well as that, guys, Instagram as well, Louis Stevens 11, where I'm going to start posting more than ever on there. I'm going to start doing some live soon too. And you can message me if you're interested in working with me as a coach for the Inner Peace and Purpose Plan, where I'll get you started on your purpose in life and show you how to cultivate inner peace within you as well. So, with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Much love. Get grounded. See you soon. Bye-bye.